Let's play! Whoa!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. You all may call me Pharaoh, and welcome back to Let's Play Raging Loop. Last time we left off, we were able to finish the first feast without killing anybody based on how the votes were split. So, we went the first day without killing anyone, but is that really going to be beneficial? Because apparently there's 3 wolves out there, so we're in for a hell of a time. And also, Haru-chan went a little crazy there for a little bit, and they're blaming some type of mental illness. I don't know what the hell's going on, so that seems odd. And then we talked about like the possibility of like a badger role, which was like a person siding with the wolves, which we saw Haru turn into in the last ending, so I'm not sure. But now it's like, what can we do now? We can't do this. We don't have key number 20, which seems to open up a lot of things, frankly, but we'll just keep passing the time. We hung out like that until evening, when Kanzo-san came back making the same sullen face as always, and we all had an early massive dinner. The tables had boiled shishinari on them. The smell was way more tolerable than the last time I ate it, so this one probably hadn't aged as much. I was kind of used to it by now, so I could eat it like I would normal meat, though I probably wouldn't have insisted on having it if I had a choice. However, since it was here, I can only assume that even this event counted on some sort of special occasion worthy of special food. The Aztecs used to treat their human sacrifices with respect for a whole year before their sacrifice. Mamiya-san whispered that to me alone. I wasn't sure what to make of that. It seemed like she was implying at least they won't make us wait until long. What a bad joke. After a meal, everyone began to leave. Kiyori-san and I stayed behind to do the dishes. Thank you so much for your help. Washing the dishes all alone at a time like this might have made me go insane. Oh, I can't blame you. I had to be careful of my words. I actually knew what she was like when she went insane. I need to survive until tomorrow so I can wash the dishes again. Oh, please don't take it too seriously. Please take over my duties at the dining hall if the wolves take me. Whoa, that's too much for me. You're still needed here. Sorry I said that. It's fine. It's about time we stop looking away from reality and prepare ourselves. Someone will probably be gone tomorrow. She was unexpectedly calm about this. Yasunaga. He's such a gentle child. And just like his father, he has a good head on his shoulders. Whenever it's hard, he gives me a gentle smile, consoles me, and always finds the best solution. Jeez, the hell's up with my voice? But right now, his face is so conflicted. You caught on, eh? Well, I am his mother. Yasunaga-kun had a sort of complex about his relationship with his mother. He believed that Kiyori-san loved Yoshisugu-kun more than him. I didn't know if that was true, but at the very least, Kiyori-san did treasure him dearly as her son. Right as I thought that. Yoshisugu? What's wrong? Forgot something? Why do you gotta be the only one to wash the dishes? Because you don't help. It ain't just me. The hell Anaki's thinking? Why is he leaving the dining hall at a time like this? It's good to have your own jobs. We all have something to do. The same should go for you. What, you mean study? That, or dry the dishes. Think about what you can do for yourself. Give me something to dry with. You really are a good kid. Sadly, your kindness is going nowhere. We just finished. What was the point of that, then? Shit! Well, I appreciate your attitude. It's laudable. Now go prepare for the feast and come help tomorrow. I'm going too. Yes. Good night. Hold on, lunatic. Just after I left the dining hall, he caught up with me through the mist. You should remember my name by now, too. Shut up, piss man! Piss man! No! Just freaking Darth Vader yell right now. An ambush! Damn middle schoolers. Enough joking around, lunatic. Well, that's better than piss man, at least. So, the joke wasn't the main deal. What was? Let's go kill the fucking wolves. What? Wait, what do you mean? I'm telling all this to eat shit! Fuck the feast and fuck Shinai! I had enough! Everyone's too chicken shit. Anything can die if you have a big enough stick. There was not a hint of fear in his voice. However, nor was there any killing intent or violence. However, he also wasn't messing around. He was defiance and recklessness given a human form. What? You gonna chicken out too? You just pretend to be a lunatic, is that it? I now understood it all. He'd walked around at night last loop too, and that got him killed by the corruption. Had Yoshisugu-kun met up with anyone before he got off, like Yosunaga-kun and the others? I doubted Yosunaga-kun was the one who made him into the mutilated corpse. So it had to be that thing. Or maybe that thing? Crap. After I find out that the feast had normal murders last time, I let my guard down a bit. There were still things that couldn't be explained. They were still mysterious, unknown, and scary. However, would I learn anything if I actually went with him? Even if I could loop back, all I would have to show for it would be a memory of me getting torn apart in a mist before I even realized it. However, if I refused, he would go off on his own and die, making Kiyori-san lose it and snap. How was I to prevent that? Say something, damn it! I had to hold myself from saying something. This wasn't in time for dad jokes. Go by yourself. I knew it. You're a chicken. Yeah, that's fine by me. I mean, you'll be out of the way. Huh? What a fine listener. Then I can make a move on Kiyori-san. She probably gave birth at a young age, so she's still pretty youthful. Hey! Well, I'm as good as dead, though, so I can enjoy her until it's my time. Rush to your death. I won't stop you. Leave your mom to me. I'd love her real good, and... Whoa! I didn't expect them to charge me head first. I mean, yeah, you dumbass. Okay, can I say something really quick? Our character, I mean, Fusashi, I get it, like, oh, he's trying to, like, crack jokes, but it's so damn cringeworthy. It's like a guy who's trying too hard, and it's like, dude, no. Like, what the hell? Like, that was so stupid of him. This was his plan to stop Yoshi from going out there? Come on. You, fun pig! Fuck! Who do you think you're aiming for? Crap. Oh, that worked too well. I was about to be killed by a generic delinquent middle schooler. Die, you fucking perfect! His herds were hurting me, but I could still dodge. Sorry, I was lying! Seriously! Lying my ass, you fucking Jaro! What kind of language is that? I kinda wanna learn it. Dodging again, I ran off into the dark mist. You shit! Where the hell are you? Well, fighting wasn't easy in this mist, huh? This was its first time I was actually thankful for it. Where the hell are you, you wabba-pag? Yoshisugu Oribe, don't act so big, you lose sight of what's important. Huh? If you mess up today, you will surely die. Fine by me, shitface! Who will protect Kiyori-san then? I don't give a fuck! Leave it to Takumi-ni and Aniki! They won't do. They only think about Yasumizu as a whole. If you want to protect your mother, stop throwing yourself into danger and focus on surviving. Huh? It ain't guaranteed I die. I could win. I knew how he felt. I thought the same thing once. But not anymore. I knew it was impossible. That's not gonna cut it. What are you getting at? What do you know? I already tried it. I didn't expect him to understand, so it was fine. Huh? Anyway, if you die, I might make a move on Coyote-san, so you better stay alive. Don't fucking play it off like that, damn it! What do you mean? Good luck washing the dishes. Hopefully that would convince him. I headed back to my hut before it was too late. You know, I heard footsteps and breathing following me for a while, but when I heard someone trip, I stopped and turned around. Are you okay, Rikaku-san? Ow! The area was covered in grass, but that didn't make falling here particularly safe either. Why are you out so late anyway? Shouldn't you shelter? I could ask you the same, Haruaki-sama. Why are you wasting time fighting? You already took long enough to do the dishes. Wow, a rare sight from Rikaku-san. She was serious, kind of angry, and practically rambling. Well, I was helping someone out. I know. You prevented Yoshisugu Uribe from making a significant error. In a very lowbrow manner. Why does it feel like you understand the situation better and now more details and know more details than usual? I did not get to speak with you, so I hid within the mist. She was shivering, showing how cold she was. Just how long has she been waiting outside the dining hall? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you did say something. You did say you wanted to talk. So did Chime-chan. Thank you for what you did in the feast. You could have easily hanged me. Whoa. I don't want anyone to die. Sorry, but that was a lie. Wait, no, it wasn't. But there was another thing. I just knew I didn't want to see you or Miko-chan die. What do you mean? Well, I'm not entirely sure myself. Secret talks weren't a good idea. This is why I didn't say anything more. Oh, well, I have a question for you, though. Yes? What would you have done if Miko-chan was a wolf? I would hang alongside her. She was quite a character. Anyway, it's all good. I hope to see more of your clumsiness tomorrow. Huh? Haruaki-sama, what are you saying? Me? Clumsy? How rude and... See you tomorrow. What did you mean by, I already tried it? Crap. It's just something random I thought up on the spot. You'd be surprised how convincing mysterious words can be. I do not believe that you have been sent here by the Miguruma. In fact, how do I put it? I believe you are a special someone who came here to dispel this mist. You might find such delusions to be disgusting. However, I too am one who grew up alongside tradition and faith. I lived knowing little of the so-called science they speak of on the television. Thus, as I am menaced by superstition, I wish to cling to something that seems equally absurd. Rikaku-san. I did know certain things myself. I also had a thirst for the truth. I couldn't deny that I defied all logic and casualty by standing here after experiencing death a few times. Was that meant as a tool to dispel the despair of the feast? Had I been given this power to do that? Was someone telling me to stop this mad ritual no matter how many deaths it took? I had no idea. And because of that, telling her about it would just give her false hope. Yeah, I'd love to be someone like that. But sadly, I'm not all that special. But, well, if someone believes in me that strongly, I feel motivated to do whatever I can. Yes. That's it for today, then. What? She extended her hand to me. A handshake? She nodded. Okay. Let's promise to meet each other again tomorrow and shake on it. I took her hand. No. She grasped back tightly. Her fingers were slender and cold. Even if we don't meet again tomorrow, let us meet again in a different life. Hopefully a more peaceful one. She let go. Good night. And goodbye. Rikaku-san. She disappeared into the mist. I'll hope for that too. Her footsteps were growing distant. I listened, but it didn't seem like she'd fallen again. I turned around. It had been a long time since I heard a goodbye. It looked like I wasn't as prepared for this as I thought. I couldn't just assume I'd loop again if I died. If I did, I'd hardly be standing with the locals who carried the weight of putting their lives on the line. I would give my all to survive this night, and render that cynical promise irrelevant. Then, once everything was solved, I would use her words to tease her. I could just imagine her turning red and squirming. That would probably be adorable beyond belief. Shinai-san's guardians are. I sung the song I learned today to try and distract myself from the feelings that were beginning to sprout inside me. Barely able to see a thing, I wandered back to my hut. I tore off a page from my notepad, put a pen on the floor, and began to think. Alright. Who was I supposed to use my snake powers on? Well, the most natural idea was to investigate the most likely wolf candidates, but there was a problem with that. Namely, no one seemed to fit the bill. If there was anything wolf-like about anyone so far, it would only be some vague signs that barely meant anything. They were nothing but things that start to make sense after everything was known. Even I, with all my knowledge of the previous sloop, couldn't tell if anyone was acting weird. Thus, I had to change my line of thinking. I shouldn't have to force myself to find wolves. I had to confirm the identities of those who could be the most dangerous wolves. Thankfully, we already had convenient leader figures, Kanzo-san and Yasunaga-kun, on our side. As things were, it didn't look like they were lending the humans into the wrong direction. I also realized that they'd be holding themselves back the previous sloop. Yasunaga-kun hadn't been a proactive leader because he was a wolf. While Kanzo-san probably didn't want to stand out in order to protect himself because he had some sort of guardian, like the spider. The one who noticed that was none other than Yasunaga-kun. He'd realized Kanzo-san wasn't himself and used it against him. An excellent move on his part. However, we had problems with them being on the same side, too. Honestly, they were incapable. I hope that they found common ground soon. That aside, since they were both confirmed monkeys, I had to shift my attention to Takumi Muno-san, who acted as a mediator between the younger and older generations. At first glance, he appeared to be the same as last time, but I couldn't use that to determine whether he was clean or not. Another one I was concerned about was Kiyonosuke-shi. He wasn't popular, but he was nosy and had a certain degree of influence. I couldn't ignore him. He could easily derail the feast, which made him a valuable asset the wolves probably wanted to keep around until the end. There was another thing, though. He was actually the only one who seemed slightly wolf-like. I had no idea how many were really hesitant about sending people to their death during voting. However, looking at the voting order, they couldn't easily kill Kiyonosuke-shi without even having to make a second vote. Yasunaka-kun voted for him, which was probably calculated. He might have seen the guy as a convenient first sacrifice. Then Kiyori-san and Mochi voted for him as well. Then it was the village's youth's turn. He was widely unpopular with them, making him a convenient scapegoat for blame. However, he hadn't gotten any more votes from them, which is why I was supposed to... What was I supposed to make of that? The wolves knew one another. I knew this from last time, but it was fair to assume that it was common knowledge amongst the others. It might have been possible that there was a wolf among the village youth, and they purposely avoided voting for him. One more thing. From my perspective, since he wanted to protect Rikaku-san like me and would make votes on that basis, he was actually kind of useful to me. Yeah, I had to admit it. I believed Rikaku-san and Miko to be humans. The former was a normal one, while Miko was a spider. No need to worry. Girl doesn't vote for me. Rikaku-san had been worried that a feast would have happened soon, which is why she taught Miko about what she had to do. Miko probably didn't have the mental acuity to understand or participate in the feast all on her own. So Rikaku-san might have given Miko some way to convey that she had a guardian. Personal exchanges would be heard by anyone, and by extent, the wolves. That was probably even more certain than what I'd experienced on the way back here. It was safe to consider it a rule. However, if there was a way to pass on information without making it seem important, you could easily converse in secret. That was why I believed Rikaku-san knew that Miko had a guardian and was putting her life on the line to protect her. She'd also conveyed it to me by telling me to vote for her despite Miko being pretty much a throwaway vote. That was her way of telling me that Miko was important. I didn't know if it attracted anyone else's attention, if they'd realized what Miko was. However, most of the locals have probably assumed that Rikaku-san was simply worried about for the little girl. They simply assumed she was fulfilling her role as one who took in the corruption. That was exactly why people would still be voting for them. Miko's role was probably the same as Kanzo-san's last time, the spider. That was why Rikaku-san was going so far to hide it. Anyway, that was why I decided they weren't suspicious. If there was another option, it was Mamiya-san. She survived today's feast by saying that she hadn't checked for a mark on her stomach, but if she claimed to have a guardian tomorrow, could that be trusted? She had nothing tying her to Yasumizu, so no one would trust her. Whether she was a wolf or a human, I couldn't put it past her to fake having a guardian just to keep herself alive. Those three were the prime targets. So, is it literally going to branch off into three things? I am curious here. So, if we're under wit... Wait a minute. How to pass time, really? I'm a little bit confused. This is keys 10, 11, 12. Wait, do I have... I already have those keys, right? Hold on really quick, guys. I already forgot. So wait, 10, 11, and 12? I don't have those keys? So are they saying I'm going to get them based on what I choose? I'm a little bit confused why they have the keys listed here. Well, I'm not really sure what I want to go with here. Frankly, I guess I can just go down the line order. Because, I mean, eventually it's not going to matter. I have to go through all these anyways. But I'd like to anyway. So, let's go with Takumi. I wrote down one of their names, placed a paper next to my pillow, and went to sleep. Okay. Human. Takumi ni is clean. Obtain the key, Truth of the Young Leader. Okay. You can view in the keys list. The route unlocked by this key is represented by the same number as the scenario chart. So, based on who we pick, we're going to get different keys. So at least we know how to get keys 10, 11, and 12 now. Now, really quick. That's not what I want to do. I don't know why I feel the menu can be a little bit better, but maybe that's just me. So we got key 10, right? After obtaining the power of the snake in the feast, I investigate Takumi-san. He is a human. Perhaps I can use this to my advantage. He would make for a potent ally. Okay. Well, it's now the next day, and what I want to see now... Huh. Interesting. So, we don't have the key anymore. I mean, excuse me, how do I explain it? Damn it. How do I want to say this? It doesn't branch off like I thought it was going to. So does that mean that if I want keys 11 and 12, do I need to replay all of this? Or can I literally just go back into it right now and just choose the other two options until I get the other two keys? I mean, I'd imagine I'd have to go through the whole scenario, right? I might need clarification on that. I don't know. But I don't want to change things. I could easily just choose right now, but I feel like that might ruin some of the suspense regarding Kinosuke and Hisako. So, anyway, let's continue. I was informed of my target's affiliation the same way I was given the Guardian. That was strange, but it clearly happened, so I had no choice but to accept it. Anyway, it was something I predicted. However, what happened this morning certainly wasn't. Oh, everyone's alive! Yeah. No one had died last night. So the spider did their job, I guess. But now I'm curious who the spider was protecting. Now, please eat up. The people in the dining hall were far more cheerful than yesterday morning. It was obvious why. Not one of their neighbors had died. The betrayal they'd been warned about ended up not happening at all. Some were probably even beginning to hope that the traitors, the wolves, didn't exist at all. Yasu, Fusashi, see? And no one's here dumb enough to play along with something that stupid. Takumi-san, who put the unity of Yasumizu above all else, was especially cheerful. Well, maybe you're right. Yasunaga-kun made a vague smile. It seemed like he was afraid to kill the good vibes here. Kanzoshi, however, was probably just holding back from doing that. Kinosuke looked like he was on the verge of killing the mood with some of his pessimism. I am so glad that you are all well.
Yes, what a blessing.
However, he held his tongue, probably out of consideration for Tae-san and Rikako-san, who were crying in relief. Hey! What? Yoshisuke-kun, who was washing dishes with me, called out to me with a stern voice.
What the hell? Nothing happened.
What do you mean, nothing? We have something pretty amazing going on here.
Huh?
You'll know more during the feast. It's got soap all over it. Redo.
Shut up!
Yoshi-kun's helping out? I haven't seen this in years.
You shut up too! Don't cheer me on when you trace it on a plate with your finger. Knock it off!
Oh, you noticed. I used my lips though, not my finger. It's a chance for an indirect kiss.
Yuck!
That's so mean. Genie, I'm put off too. What did they teach you while you were away? I thought that one up myself. You really are indecent.
What the hell are you doing, Kamoshida?
Helping? Like you. Lick.
Don't claim your tongue, damn it!
Me too.
Stop! There is zero demand for that.
The dining hall was noisy. Haru-chan even screamed a little. I'll look around again. With those words, Kanzo-san left. And so, we ended up spending an uneventful morning in the dining hall together. I wasn't the only one absentmindedly watching the clock. I wondered if she'd seen anything on her stomach when she checked. It felt like she was waiting for the feast to start, which made it seem like she had something to declare. When Kanzo-san returned and declared the start of the feast, it felt like there would be trouble. No one was against it when he said it, but it turned out that the trouble was just delayed. Don't you think it's enough, old man? Takumi-san then said that instead of drinking this from the cup. What? Why keep this up? The wolves didn't want to kill the humans. Of course he would be the one to suggest that. Just how naive are you? You don't understand the situation at all. What are you getting at? No one died because the wolves went by the one who was protected by the spider. That was exactly it. Yoshinaga-kun, Haru-chan, and even Tei-chan had turned hostile last time. It was best to assume that those of the wolves' blessing would accept it and begin the murders. The spider couldn't protect themselves, meaning that they could pick one out of the 14 people. 1/14 is about 7%. I believe we should be thankful for our good fortune and continue using the feast to dispose of the wolves. Well, so you think that the chance of the wolves refuse their job is lower than 7%? Indeed! I believe it would be 0%. You really do know something, don't you? What's going on here? I don't know. Then why are you so certain? I merely believe we should be realistic about our situation. Listen, humans are generally peaceful creatures. So you believe that humans are intrinsically good? I don't know much about this stuff, but peace is kept up because it's dangerous to ruin it. As long as it's protected, most people are safe. You know how no one got hanged yesterday? We had wolves with us, right? How did it turn out that way? You're being too optimistic. We simply failed to get the correct distribution of votes. They probably split up the vote to protect you. Everyone stared at Mochi in surprise. What do you mean? Well, no one voted for Uncle after Yasu, Mami Kiori, and I, right? He needed just one more vote, but didn't get it. That makes it seem like the wolves protected one of their own. So there's wolves among those that came after? Wait, are you saying I'm a wolf? Hey, I just wanted to mess with Uncle. Sorry. Mochi reached the same conclusion I had. I couldn't tell if he was that sharp or if it was just so simple anyone could figure it out. I'd appreciate it if you didn't take Chikamochi's casual remarks seriously, but that was a possibility. We can't be too optimistic. So what, you're gonna hang someone even though no one died? Someone has already died. Mamiya-san's sudden shots attracted everyone's attention. Or what? Hashimoto-san wasn't a person to you? Shut up! What happened to him is horrible. It's not like that was done by one of us. Why are you so certain? Because the wolf killings and the corruption are two different things. Takumi-chan, can I have a moment? What is it? Listen, I don't want to kill anyone, but I am a bit worried. If we're to follow Shinai-sama's rules, the only way for us to fight the wolves is to hang them in the feast. I'm worried that throwing that away would mean the death of us all. Hey, That's why people might start to think that anyone suggesting throw this method away is actually a wolf. Takumi-san looked around and noticed a chill in the air about him. He noticed that a certain worry had begun mixing with certain suspicion. Kanzo-ji-chan. We're hanging someone today. If who's that and you're a friend to the wolves. I don't want to kill anyone either. Soft. But not as soft as Takumi. See what I had in mind? Then what were we supposed to do? We didn't decide who to hang yesterday. You think that's gonna change? Not everything's the same.
The outsider lady and the lunatic probably got something to say. That's true. Let's hear them out. And if everyone is against killing in spite of what they say, there'd be nothing left for us to do, right, Kanzo-san?
That ain't happening. All right, speak up, you two. We won't get anywhere otherwise.
I'll start then. I'm the snake.
Huh?
Really? You looked and saw the mark? Yes, I am. And that's why I used my power to look into someone.
There was no way. But isn't that dangerous to reveal now? The snake is extremely important.
I'm saying that I found out something that makes up for that. Yamawaki-san is a wolf.
The mood of the feast suddenly did a complete 180.
She's a wolf! Liar! You're the wolf here!
They screamed and were about to charge at each other. The others had to hold them back. Bachan, stop! No one's suspecting you!
Mamiya-san, stop! This won't help anyone!
A strange fervor filled the small hall. I was getting really uncomfortable here.
I mean, didn't we just now basically confirm that Mamiya-san is one of the wolves? Because I'm the snake. So, what the fudge? Do we have any others claiming to be the snake? What's that supposed to mean? Please don't shout. If you really are the snake, then keep your cool. The lack of another snake is one of the conditions for us to believe you are the real one. Again, do we have any other snakes?
What was my best option here? Since I was the real snake, she was definitely a fake who was clearly talking with ill intent. That meant I had to out myself. Otherwise, she would take control of the situation. That was the right thing to do. The right way to go about it. I knew that well, but I couldn't help but feel like I was in an extremely difficult situation here.
You know, I kind of agree with Haruaki here. I really feel like it's extremely dangerous right now to reveal, but I'm trying to think of it both ways here. If I reveal it, it could be dangerous for me later on, but then again, what's to say that everyone is just gonna try getting the both of us to be hung? Because they're like, okay, one of you guys is obviously it, so they're just gonna focus on one of us. So that's the problem now. Because you can only get rid of one wolf a day, just as how the wolf can kill one a day. So if we have two snakes, they are now going to focus on no one else besides myself and Mamiya-san. That's my fear right now. I still have 20 minutes. Okay, you know what? I'm going against my better judgment, but I'm going to go and reveal myself. Now wasn't the time to rely on baseless intuition. If I kept my silence now and tried to come out as a snake later, I couldn't expect my words to hold much weight. It was okay. Given the situation, I was sure I could get people to believe me over Mamiya-san. I'm sorry. At that moment, I became the target of everyone's attention. I felt like they were boring holes in me. I'm the snake. What? Wait, so now Fusashi-san has declared himself to be a snake. Anyone else?
Do you really think a third person will step up?
Well, honestly, no, but better safe than sorry. Anyone else?
As expected, no one stepped up.
You're a wolf, aren't you? Can't you all tell? Now a second wolf has revealed themselves.
Mamiya-san's outburst was also expected. She spent some time ranting afterwards, but piped down after Kanzo-san told her to shut her mouth.
Is it safe to assume that one of them is telling the truth?
I believe so. Incidentally, who did you investigate with the power of the snake, Fusashi-san?
Takumi-san. He's human. Yeah, that's right. I'm a human. But still, that isn't enough to prove he's innocent. If he were a wolf, he'd just tell the truth.
Well, yeah, but...
The reception to my claim was rather dicey. There were those who believed me and those who doubted me from the start and still did. It didn't feel like I changed anyone's minds.
What are we supposed to do? Now's not the time for pessimism. We still have enough to go off of to make a decision. So, for the time being,
we hang the reporter, then the city boy, and then Taiba. Wait, what? A dumbfounded silence dominated a hall for a few seconds as everyone struggled to process what he just said. Oh man, what are you thinking? Wolves must be hanged.
Wait, hold on a minute. Evidence aside, it's obvious who the most suspicious one here is, right?
You'll get off till you try to judge this with your nature. He wasn't exactly wrong. On the other hand, my nature was suspicious, so it felt like there was a strong, unbiased doubt toward me. It wasn't fair to base it on double standards, but the people of Yasumizu would just look at me the same way as Mamiya-san if I complained about that. Let me ask you something, Kanzo Makishima-san. Your logic is based around hanging anyone suspicious, not simply hanging those who claim to have a guardian, correct? Otherwise, no one else would dare claim to have a guardian after this. If they could prove themselves clean, there wouldn't be a need to hang them, right? But right now... Exactly. Right now, I believe all of us are suspicious. So you shouldn't be jumping to hang the three of us just yet.
I agree. I believe that Fusashi-san and Mamiya-san should try using their guardians again and again.
Yasunaga-kun sure was reliable. He jumped to the conclusion I was going to make ahead of time and told everyone, increasing its credibility more than I could have. Kanzo-san didn't look satisfied, but it didn't seem like he could find solid grounds to argue.
So, what are we supposed to do, Aniki? Should we just vote for the old hag? Quite the opposite. At any rate, since we'll put Fusashi-san and Mamiya-san aside for now, we'll have to vote for someone else.
Someone? I believe we should all decide on one of the investigation targets.
Well, I consider that too, but I believe voting for someone else has more merit.
I see. You're saying we should take a vote based on everyone's logic, not a vote based on people who may be covering for one another.
Exactly. I'll put it another way so the rest of you understand easier. Starting tomorrow, Fusashi-san and Mamiya-san will investigate their own targets and announce the results. Eventually, they should reach a mutually contradictory outcome. When that time comes, we can decide which of them to hang. For example, if Taiba really is human, she knows that Mamiya-san is lying, and thus we know she's right to vote for her.
That's right, I know!
But even if Taiba is a wolf, Mamiya-san has already gone out of her way to become her enemy, so Taiba will have to vote against her regardless. That way, Mamiya-san can restrict her actions. She won't be able to sway the humans' votes in any way. When you take that into account, Taiba's actions are already restricted, so there's no need for us to rush now.
Well, you mean it's more important to prioritize restricting more people's actions in the same way?
Right. And eventually, once we determine whether Fusashi-san or Mamiya-san is lying, we'll review all the results up until then. And if we need to, we'll just hang them afterwards.
Did any of you get that? Yes.
Yeah, I did. So, what you're saying is to wait for more clues to come out and vote for anyone who hasn't investigated today.
I'm against hanging, but if that's what you're all gonna choose, then I want to go with Yasu's plan.
I agree. I believe it is best not to treat those who claim to have guardians too carelessly for now.
But if we manage to eliminate a wolf early on, the rest will feel psychologically cornered and be more likely to slip up.
Well, at the very least, the fact this blockhead's complaining means that this is a good idea, don't it?
I wanted to point out how rude that was, but chose to keep quiet after realizing I wasn't in a position to just speak my mind.
Oh man, let's vote already. Kanzo-san probably hadn't changed his mind, but the fact he was letting the vote start meant he wasn't denying that going with Yasunaga's plan was logical. He probably acknowledged that the plan made a certain amount of sense, too. He was just too damn proud to admit it. It wasn't just the players' power relationships and the rationality, validity of their actions that held influence here. It was also their personalities, preferences, and standing. In that respect, politics were a game, and the Feast of the Yomi Purge was politics, meaning the feast was a game of sorts. Anyway, I wouldn't be gathering any votes for this round, and neither would Mamiya-san. No, wait. Wasn't this bad? Does anyone not want to vote? Takumi-san raised his hand. Chiemi hesitated but didn't go for it in the end, leaving him all alone. Fine, that's enough. We'll vote to hang starting from the head. The voting began with no regard for my concerns. You! Me again? What a messed up old-timer. I'm voting for the Giorno lady. As expected, he voted for the most suspicious one here. I'll vote for you. I don't know about the others, but I know for sure you're a wolf. Go right ahead. Mamiya-san seemed to have regained some of her cool. Though she already had 2 votes, she probably could tell she wouldn't get much more after this. I'm going with Miko again. Takumi-sama, please, if you're going to vote for Miko, vote for me instead. You're fishy too, but trying to cover for her makes her even fishier. If Miko can get one more vote, perhaps it would be best to try to lead things in another direction. After all, I knew she was the only one reliable. I'll vote for Rikaku-san. More prejudice against the village heads. If this turns out to be the undoing of the people of Yasumizu, don't say I didn't warn you. It is all right, Nasato-sama. Who will you vote for? I still think Fusashi-kun is suspicious, but it's true I want more proof first. So with that in mind, I'll vote for Chiemi Serizawa. Huh? Why me? Because you don't seem to be on anyone's side. First you say we shouldn't hang anyone, then you suddenly forsake Takumi. Oh, I see your point. I was trying to do the humane thing and hesitate, but I guess everyone else has already decided to kill. This is why I hate this crazy village. Chiemi's cold words filled the hall with awkward silence. That was proof there that some people out there who knew they couldn't exactly deny what she just said. But just as I was wondering how things came to this, I'm voting for Uematsu-san. As for why, it's because of that big act she put on yesterday when she asked to be voted for. I believe she was trying to copy Chini without even thinking it through and failed. You would vote for her just because you found that unnatural? It is quite alright. No, it isn't. You should value your own life a little more, Rikaku-san. Why should it matter? I am all that is left of the Uematsu, and there are those who wish me dead. No one will miss me. So if I have a chance to throw my life away, I wish to take it. Wow, that was cool, Rick-chan. I could never go that far. Anyway, my turn. You're up, Uncle. Fly like a bird. What the hell's that supposed to mean? The vote was all over the place. Currently, Mamiya-san and Rikaku-san were sitting on top of 2 votes, while Miko, Chiemi, Kiinosuke, and I had 1 each. But just when it came to me, it was the youth's turn to vote. I ain't doing this because of what Kamoshida said or nothing, but I'm voting for the Nasato blockhead. We don't need no village heads here. I wouldn't go that far, but since you voted for me, I have no objections voting for you, Nasato-san. So that's my vote. Why you? I'm fine with Nasato-san too. We don't need you anymore. Ooh. With a surge of 4 consecutive votes, Kiinosuke had taken the lead. There were just 4 left, including me. I vote for myself. So you're sticking to that, are you? You do realize it's unlikely you'll die today. Still, I do not believe Masato-sama should die.
Rikaku-san! No, but that doesn't mean you should die in my stead!
The old man.
What?
Bah! Miko, Makashima-sama's no wolf. Bah! Then, the other old man. Old man!
What was up with this vote? Kinosuke had 4 votes. Rikaku-san had 3. My options were either co-sign Kinosuke to his fate, throw Rikaku-san into danger, or vote for someone else entirely and leave Mamiya-san to deal with that dilemma. In other words, leaving it up to a confirmed liar. No, I couldn't. I was confident I had interpreted Rikaku-san's actions correctly. So I vote for Kiyonosuke Nasato-san. I'm sorry. I don't believe you're a wolf. It's just Mamiya-san was the only one with the two was the only one with the 2 votes. Even if I vote for her, there's no way she'd vote for herself. So trying to pit Kiyonosuke against her would be pointless. However, I knew telling him that wouldn't do him any good. I just can't afford to lose Rikaku-san. I know those words were probably the last thing he wanted to hear. Still, I couldn't let that excuse, that reason, go unsaid. Not when he could understand it too. I see. This made 5 votes. Morally, everyone understood it was the humans who deserved to survive, not the wolves. But in the end, Kinosuke had been unable to prove his life held more meaning than a wolf who would reveal useful information while still alive. I vote for Uematsu-san. I believe her actions are unnatural. Bring the rope! Shinai-san's guardians are... People are singing the song now. We passed through the mist and walked toward a graveyard. 5... Everyone was singing prayer to Shinai. And I couldn't tell who started or when they did so. The sobbing mix of singing made it seem like an old funeral, but it was actually an execution. Painfully slowly, we walked through the path leading to the cliff next to Saranaga. I was already used to this thanks to all the cleanups. Before I knew it, even Mamiya-san and I had joined the singing, creating a perfect unity in the group. Eventually, we reached our destination. It was downhill, beyond the trees wet with dew, and a grass field covered in stones, marking the leaves of those who used to live here. Strangely enough, the aged pine tree right at the end could be seen easily despite the mist. As we stopped, so did it. Sorry, there's somebody. I really hate it. Like, it's late at night. Yeah, there's dumbasses out there who just like to rev up their damn cars, acting like it's a damn drag race out there. It's so damn stupid. Anyway, as we stopped, so did the song in emotion.
Nosato-sama, forgive me for my powerlessness.
There's nothing to forgive. He gave me a glance. You have to protect Rikaku-san. That was all he said. I understand. I didn't actually want to say that. It didn't sound like he simply meant to protect her for the rest of the feast when he said that. But survivors had obligations to honor the dead's last wishes.
Are you sure of this?
Yes. To have you push my back has been a long-cherished ambition of mine.
Rise not.
Rise not. And then... Oof. Kinosuke Nosato's body fell to the bottom of the misty cliff, and their hanging rope stopped due to the fatal impact. He let out a horrifying death wail. Well, that's that. Trying to think we should stop for now. I mean, that sucks. It really does. Let me check something. Wait. Why is it marked red? Wait a minute. Huh? Am I gonna die here? Oh no! Oh, crap. I think I just accidentally spoiled it for myself. Wait, why? Ah, damn it. I'm really confused. You know what? Okay, hold on. Let me just keep going then. I'm kind of pissed off I did that. Afterwards, we all returned to the dining hall, where Kyoto-san and I served a light lunch while time passed by. Everyone tried to act as normal as possible. They tried to convince themselves that Kiyanosuke shouldn't have been in Yasumizu in the first place, so his absence was only natural. However, it was clear that they felt guilty for committing murder. Killing someone no one liked, and talking as though none of it had ever happened was a horrible group mentality. But that was the truth of the Feast of the Yomi Purge. It was kill or be killed, and unfortunately it was next to impossible to finish the feast without wasting a life. I chatted away with the others with those thoughts in my mind as a certain concern ate away at me. As much as I felt bad about it, I didn't kill Kiyanosuke. Had I made the wrong move in the end? Hadn't I let someone who should have been purged live so I could save myself? No, I didn't mean this was a failure. There's a high chance my fears were unfounded. I was overthinking things. I knew I was, but for some reason, I felt the presence of beasts. I couldn't help but feel that. Not good reason. While Takumi said he was a snake, I had a feeling come over me. I felt like I could hear the wolves laughing. I felt like I now understood that feeling. Had I fallen right into their trap? That worry plagued me all the way through dinner and bedtime. If Hisako Mamiya's false declaration was a suicidal attack meant to weed out the real snake, then there was a chance she'd be coming for me, despite knowing she'd be the prime suspect for sure the next day. See, that's another thing, too, because it's like, now you have two people, like, it's like, wait a minute. They know, if they were lying, and the real snake showed up, revealed themselves, they're like, wait a minute, I gotta get rid of them. But that's gonna make them look suspicious. But that doesn't mean that they're not gonna do it anyway. In that case, which of the two snakes would the spider protect? Right now, there were two self-proclaimed snakes. Should I have tried to crush Hisako Mamiya? Even if it meant getting a little too desperate and being suspected by the others as well? No, it was okay. If I was right about Miko being the spider and Rikako-san controlling her, then Rikako-san would surely protect me. If it was between Mamiya-san and I, she'd definitely choose me. Those thoughts bounced back and forth from lunch, all the way until I drowsily wrote someone's name down and put it under my pillow. Yeah, notice how it doesn't even give us a chance. Yeah, we're dead. I'm pissed off I spoiled it a little earlier there, but oh well. And then I lost consciousness. Yep. In the end, I never woke up. Guess that figures. After all, only the spider themselves knew what they were thinking. The wolves must have aimed their claws at me, taking the risk that the spider hadn't chosen me. And they'd won their bet. So that was that. I couldn't even tell if that was what I thought when I died. It was all so vague. I lay there in a comatose slumber, and it was there my life met its end and faded into the mist that covered it all. Bad ending number 13. I was really hoping the game wouldn't reveal a death ending until after it actually occurred. Like, they didn't need to put this X on here until after the scene was triggered. I mean, I'm not a developer whatsoever. I mean, I have, like, with my technical background knowledge, I mean, I'm not a programmer, but I have programming concepts known. I would imagine this would be something like a trigger. You know, don't activate this image until a certain event has occurred in the game. But it seems like this is just kind of pre-done. that once you have unlocked a certain square or an area, whatever image should be there is going to be there. And I don't know if I like that, frankly, but, well, I died. And yeah, we'll watch the hint corner. So I'm curious about two things, though. So do I go all the way back to where I reveal myself and I just conceal it? Or should I go all the way back to where I choose somebody and choose somebody different besides Takumi? And then still don't reveal myself, like, so I can get that key. I'm unsure what to do there. Alright, if I participate in the Feast of the Yomi Purge fair and square, it's gonna get rough from here on out, so chin up and listen to the hint. Honesty is not always a virtue death. You may have gotten this one by faithfully following basic werewolf strategy. Humans don't lie, so you thought you should reveal your guardian and expose Hisako Mamiya as a fraud. That's not wrong, however, you have to remember that you're not playing with an actual team. In Werewolf, it's okay to choose to sacrifice yourself if it means your team wins, but Haraki Fusashi loops back when he dies. He can't go past this. Just as he feared, there's a high chance that this was a trap by the wolves. They had no other options but to make a selfish choice. So, I'll just be blunt here. Go here and make the appropriate choice. Yeah, because what else is you gonna do? Okay. Yep. Crap. Well, that's okay. That just means I can, go back and not die this time. Although, once again, it makes me wonder, should I just go back here and choose a key and then go through this and then not reveal myself so I get another key? I don't know. I'm not sure how it's going to work because it's like, how does having his key affect anything later, like not revealing myself, Or am I just gonna die regardless? And the whole point is like I just get these keys and call it and then go back wherever else. Like that needs key 20 and like I don't even know what other ones we have here. 5, 6, and 7, which wait a minute. We got those from that. What else? 20 and 3 I can't do. 16 I can't do. So what the hell do I do with 10, 11, and 12? I might go up here then. I might be doing this a lot because it's like I don't know what keys went where. Crap, it doesn't even go in here. What the hell? That's how I got the second key. Come on. There's a lot going on here. Odd. So, I mean, as of right now, it doesn't seem like we need... So, maybe that's the thing. Maybe we don't need keys 10, 11, or 12. So, maybe that's why it doesn't necessarily branch off right now. I'll figure it out later, guys. But in the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is from here... I'll choose to not reveal myself and see what happens because I'm thinking, obviously, with Mamiya-san lying, it could mean two things. It could mean that she is a wolf, or she could be a badger. If we're going with that theory, right, that there's going to be a human siding with the wolves, but either way. She needs to go bye-bye. We need to expose her. And frankly, knowing this in this timeline is going to make me very suspicious of Mamiya-san, especially now that I think about it. Remember how she grabbed the camera from Hashimoto's body and she claimed that the battery or like the camera didn't have the... it was a unaccessible file or whatever BS like that. It was corrupted. How do you know she just didn't find it and delete it to remove the evidence? Either way, next time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just go with don't reveal and take things from there. So, as usual, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time for Let's Play Raging Loop. Love you all so much. Have a great day.